whole
see.
game.
Look at this. Okay.
Yeah.
I like how it's stretched. It's all different, like stretched. Left is really stretched out. The middle's a different texture, and on the right is normal.
Yeah, because AO and all.
Sorry. That's how game dev is, you know? It looks interesting until it looks beautiful.
I actually had I forgot I added I need to add a crosshairs to the new one. I'm feeling that.
Okay.
I'm missing that. Yeah, so should we get started?
Let's do it.
Just launch it.
All right, guys, we're back for another episode of Game Dev Tea Time. I'm one of your hosts, KB. I'm here with co-host Ricardo, and we're going to do a special event today, a special episode. We're going to look at Ricardo's game in Unreal, and the same old, just talk game dev and whatever else that comes to our mind. But yeah, welcome back. And Ricardo, what do you got for us today?
So this is a fun one. So this is an old project. I found it. This is from 2015.
Wow, 10 years ago.
Yeah, so I wrote it in Unity with a friend of mine, and we were talking about like our projects last week, and I realized that I should probably like have a look at this. And it has a lot of cool ideas, but I think it could be better executed. And there's a whole like Unity in 2015 versus modern game development.
Yeah,
it's been a lot easier to play around with it. Like I re-implemented 90% of what we had in the past week on my spare time. So there's that.
That is kind of wild to me.
Blueprints, which is fun.
Yeah,
quite interesting. But yeah, I'll just quick play here, so you have a general idea of what it is. The first thing you might notice is that the font size is not scaling. So yeah, basically I can right click to cast spells. It's not sharing my audio, I think, so you won't hear much. So these are the League of Legends runes.
Look at that. Wait, hold on before we continue. So it showed Unity like splash screen, but it's Unreal. How did you make that happen?
Oh yeah, so this is the old project.
Oh, okay. Old project right here.
The old one was Unity. Yeah, we created this tutorial by the end. So if we look up here, you can see that there are some symbols up there. So I can right click. And well, one mistake I realized we made. So we had this light and this light. I didn't realize that we had the same rune.
No way. Yeah, so it's confusing. So which one do I use?
Yeah, I think it's this one because it is like the same object. Okay. So let's see. Let's cast that spell. Put the arrows and whatever this is.
Yeah, what is that? Like a bird? Whoa! Look at that.
And then if I look down, I have a different spell.
What?
And I can recast by pressing R.
Okay, that's cool. So
I
another
can go
candle.
Light.
That.
Mace.
And then,
hockey player.
Yeah.
Might be the other light. So going back to the
oh no.
the issue we were talking about. I did like brute force a lot of spells when I found this. Yeah, no, so light, mace, hockey player.
Stick, yeah.
Light, mace, hockey player. So this should be. Oh yeah, I think this should be for here.
Oh,
yes.
Look at that.
So it's to cast light on objects. If I can light up the environment, it actually lit up like.
That's pretty cool.
Totally lamp. Okay. And then I can come in here.
Oh, more symbols. Look at
like light up the entire place.
Yeah.
Then I can go light ocean hockey player. And here's a collision issue. Hard to hit this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm trying to like move it forward.
There we go.
And then I'm supposed to remember the spell from down here, which was
it was the
what was it?
Candle,
light,
the sun staff,
yeah,
and then the hockey stick. So the sun staff, I think.
Yeah. So this.
Yeah.
Let's see. There are other. Yeah.
Sweet.
And then here you're supposed to learn that you can go and do uh yes, a potion, hockey player.
Does it move? The one to the left?
Yeah, those move as well.
Okay.
But it's heavier, so that requires a power up, which I hit it too hard. There's a corner in there.
No
It's one of the blue
way.
ones. Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's the hand.
Let's try it out.
But yeah, the collision here is a little bit wonky, I guess.
No worries.
But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, so the idea here is that this is teaching you the power up button
How to use all the
that
spells.
makes your spells more powerful. And then like there would be something to do there, but what you could actually do is also cast that spell up there with the power up. And the way fading works is that the super fade basically makes it so you can walk through stuff as well.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, that's generally
Okay.
what the idea was. So yeah, very basic.
And what inspired this again?
I have no idea. Like
Oh,
10
really? It's
years
just
ago.
like this is a cool project. Let's try it out.
It's 10 years old. I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow
and the
inspired
idea, yeah, yeah, pretty much.
it.
But this is what I have today. So as I mentioned, I do need to add a crosshair. And currently I don't have any runes. I just named the spell here. I can go like
That's
self
fine.
light 3 per type, and then I cast it. Now I have a light,
Nice.
and I can't come up here. So this is the default level.
Yeah.
You might recognize.
Oh, I recognize it a
Uh,
lot. I've seen it many
yeah, I can go
times.
self move on. So self move. It launches me forward. Currently, it doesn't work on slopes. It switches off gravity and stops on any uh, any collision.
Okay.
But I can then use this to go across, and if I want to, I can go up move 3 and clicked out.
And it crashed. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I clicked out by mistake.
Yeah, you're all good. I don't know. It usually likes to crash on me.
Then, like, I also created that object, so it's an instance of interactable. So I can go object light 3. So like light is just the power, the third parameter there. And anything that targets an object actually shoots forward.
That's pretty cool.
And so that's
Hey, look at that.
that's yellow, right?
Yeah.
But if I go object move 3, it's blue.
It's blue.
And it goes
And
up,
it's going
and it
up and
falls down.
that's so cool.
Yeah, I literally finished this like 10 minutes ago.
Really. Hey, perfect timing. Perfect.
Yeah, and like movable objects will be blue as well. So like currently I'm not setting anything, but the idea is on weight. The same way I'm doing with the spell, actually make it so depending on what you have for the object, it applies those colors. It will also combine colors. So I create a matrix of the color of each spell, then all the combinations available, and try to find like basic colors
Yeah.
that I could combine. Like one spell is red, the other one is yellow, and then you have one that's orange. So like the object can be orange if it takes both, right?
Yeah, you're trying to do exactly like the Unity one. You want runes on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah. So let's take a step back, right? So how did I start with this game, right? And let's go back to Unreal. So if I go in and open my Excel here that I have open somewhere, I started by creating a game design document.
Yes.
Like you're supposed to.
Like you're supposed to. This is one of the most important ones, and it's honestly fun. It's like you get to see things come to life.
So it's quite
pretty quick.
straightforward, right? So
Yeah.
So I have here basically things in green are implemented, right?
Yeah.
So started with player has to be able to move, jump, and cast spells. It's all technically working. It was literally just creating the project because it's the default
Yeah, I was
behavior.
about to say, it's like that was pretty easy.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
unless you
and
want to
like
change
I
it up.
created yeah, then I created this matrix for the spells. So like first like the types of spells. So currently I have the idea of being able to light things up, move, and create objects, then change their size and reset their position. So resetting the position doesn't actually have a rune. The idea is anything that's movable actually knows its starting position. I can cast that spell on it, and it will teleport back. That I haven't implemented, but to be reasonably simple, it's already saving the position. I literally just need to set the value.
Oh yeah, it's
Um,
not bad at all.
here,
You
here
got
are the here are the colors as well. You can see like resizable and movable. So resizable is
okay. Oh, so you can make
red,
some bigger or
movable
smaller.
is blue.
Hmm.
So if I have something that can interact with both, it will be purple and so on. I'm not sure if I'll just use base colors or like use textures in those colors.
Okay.
Something that currently I'll do it uh, using blueprints, but might just be setting the right texture for the object. And then like the spells can have variations, right? So for light is the only one that's kind of lame. It's just like low light, medium light, high light, and then one to turn it off. The other ones like can push, can pull, can lift. Currently, the only spell that takes the power up is moving. I did consider doing it for the other ones, but I'm gonna have four different variants. Like just have one that enlarges it more, shrinks it more,
Okay.
and it makes it a little bit easier to manage as well. Because the idea with the shrinking spell is that you have a base size. You can either enlarge it, and then once it's enlarged, all you can do is shrink it by the same amount. You cannot like go from a little bit bigger to fully bigger or to fully smaller or to smaller. It has to go back to normal. This way, like easier to make sure you're not like resizing it and enlarging it multiple times. Uh, I actually created kind of the matrix for the what the runes are. Like the variations currently are the same, like it's the same room for each variation. But I might change that. I don't know. I would have to change some things to do that. Or the original project had two power ups as well. It had power up A and power up B.
Yeah, but you're not
So
gonna do that for now.
you would have. I don't think so. I might do it, but currently not. Uh, then one thing I wanted to do because it should be kind of a puzzle game was to create use cases for like what I want to do with each spell. Because like a spell could be super cool, but what can I do with that, right? I
Hmm.
actually thought about something when I was trying the floating thing a couple days ago. Like
Yeah, how'd
I
that
could
go?
float, but like I'm disabling movement while I'm floating. But what can I do with that?
Yeah, right. Like
Right?
if I'm floating, I can't move, then what's the point?
So like I could think of two base use cases, right? You could pull something towards you
Ooh, I like
and then
that.
lift it, so you end up on top of it if it's like higher than your jump. I could technically just disable jumping and make sure that you're forced to do that. But I thought of something different as well, so I added it to the end. We go to the very end of my task here,
Yeah,
like a bubble type of floor, like something that looks like a bubble that ignores collision from below, so you can go through it when you go up, but you
yeah.
don't go down, so it holds you when you're going down. So I want to try that out, and then of course it's just having pressure panels and things like
Interesting.
that. But this I actually did already.
Okay, I
Yeah, so
like the
now
idea
there's
of
a
the bubble
cooldown as
floor.
well. Yeah, like
It's a
that.
pretty cool
It's nice
solution.
because you start playing with it and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
And so you said it's gonna be a
yeah,
puzzle
and like
game. Is it gonna be like Outer Wilds? Like you have to solve a bunch of puzzles to figure out what's going on around you.
I haven't thought of a story or anything like that. Uh, we'll see. We'll see. I'll make it work, make some levels, and then
Yeah.
I'll see what I'll do.
Do you want it
But
to be in that
yeah,
like medieval castle area, or do you want to do somewhere else?
I think that will make more sense
So
with
maybe you have to
the
escape from the dungeons, and that's it. Nothing else more
yeah,
complex.
probably something like that. Escaping from a dungeon does make sense, especially because I want to have a lot of light puzzles.
Yeah.
So, like, one
Or
thing that isn't a spell, right, is things that will be light sensitive. So uh, they will either be visible and interactable only when there is light touching them, or the other way around. You'll be able to play around with like you maybe turn off a light and then a platform shows up, right? Or you turn it on and then a platform shows up, or something that only shows up if you're aiming your light at it. So you could use that as a clue, right? Or
yeah.
you can see behind something with that. So yeah, the core idea is like light. The first spell we implemented back in the day was lighting year one, basically, but then
Mm.
we added to object as well, and it was kind of a natural extension of that, right? Because well, light you light could just be you see better, but I think there's a lot more potential with that.
Yeah.
Of,
And it's
that's the thing that took us the longest in there. I actually found a build of the game that had that implemented.
oh,
It's
it
not
did.
very optimized, but
Oh, okay.
it does work. Like it's kind of ray casting from the source and like a cone,
Mm-hmm.
basically from like both corners of the light cone, and then just goes through and like kind of creates a bunch of collisions and tries to detect if it's hitting
Yeah. So
anything that's
a lot of stuff's getting
interact.
called and it's causing it to slow down and
Yeah,
frame rate go down.
yeah, it worked well. Like I found a nice cadence because it's not like a couple pixels over, right? It's like it was like 10-20% or something
Mm.
every time. It was like uh, three or four
Okay.
arrays only, but still not ideal.
And I was thinking instead of the castle, you could also make it like some kind of magic or wizarding school, kind of like Hogwarts. And you have to go down there and figure out something. Somebody got framed,
Yeah,
and you got to find the truth, or who
yeah.
knows.
It
But
has to be something to do with magic itself. I
yeah,
think it should be a core of the not necessarily story, right? The setting. I don't think there will be an actual like story,
yeah, no,
at least not initially.
no. But the location
Maybe
can have its own story.
something. Yeah, exactly. Like letting the world be the
Storyteller.
story, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe they can
but
find
yeah, and it's
clues.
been a lot of fun in here. Like just playing around with Unreal, because like this is literally just the default level, right? I just turned off the skylight.
Yeah, that's literally the main
I
scene.
can come in here
Somebody starts
and like
a random project and then real.
yeah,
What you see?
literally the same thing.
Dang, what's up with the intensity? Why is it so bright? Oh my goodness. What the heck?
Yeah. So I mean, of course, this is just my play area for now, right? It's been interesting. Like something clicked a while back. The issue I have right now, I literally today I implemented um the move spell on the object,
Yeah.
and then I kind of refactor everything and created this like spell function thing where I can like do something simple as get sound for spell, and then depending
Okay.
on the type of spell, I have a list of sounds, and then I call. After that, I get to play sound with variation, and this literally just if it's that player, I play the sound at player with some random pitch, and same thing with location. If I have a location, I play it there just so it's like spatial sound, right? It's not 3D. It's 3D instead of just being randomly doing sounds. One thing I was thinking of doing as well, that's like next level, of course. But currently, my UI, right, is my spell book. I literally call it the
Mhm.
spell book. I
Yeah,
think I'll
your
move
widget.
it out of the UI and make it an actual item in the game, make it visible in the game, so it's an actual spell book you're carrying.
Oh, I like that
Then when
idea.
you're creating a spell, you hold the spell book and like you see. I want to add. shortcuts as well, so you can save the spells. So like there's some shortcuts, like even if it's just like F1, F2, F3, something like
Yeah.
that. It's-
What if you
Especially to come back after a while, right? You don't need to remember the runes.
exactly? What if
Uh,
you like hold the book up and then you see like letters being written onto the book with like some kind of like light underneath the font or the letters, and so it looks like
yeah,
magical.
yeah. I think that would make sense because like the core idea currently is just hold the book. You see the runes on one side,
Yeah.
the spells you have saved on the other, and then ideally you get to name those spells because I don't want to give the spells names. I want to let the player like pick the names they like. Because then it feels like the game is not giving you answers, right? The idea is to be kind of vague. But yeah, that's the idea. You can see currently I have a simple text box. I made it pink because it's the easiest color to read on all scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
And then I set the spell, and instead of just recasting the way I had in the other game where you had to click cast once, and then you kept recasting, I
Yeah.
just set the current spell. If I go to my player here, I have a actually it's part of the spell book even.
Doing the spell
The
book
spell
graph.
book holds the spell I'm
Active
currently
spell
casting.
unless okay.
Yeah, and it's a
Oh,
ray of
keep it as
spring actually
string.
because I kind of break it down into the different components, which are the runes.
Yeah.
Um, and then if I recall correctly, I'm only saving the active spell if it's valid. Yeah, so I go like spring to, I take the spring currently, it's gonna be, of course, the runes,
Mm-hmm.
save it as a spell array, and then uh, this function actually checks if it's valid first. Like it checks the runes.
String
Uh,
spell. Well,
oh no, yeah, here I just split. I think it's on the cast itself. I added like a little sound. It was funny for a while.
yeah.
Like here on the player, I have an event called fail spell. Fail cast, I think.
There
Yeah,
it is.
fails cast. And it just plays a sound, and the original sound I just put in the default gun sound that you have before I
Nice.
imported the old sounds from
Yeah.
the old project.
So when you fail doing a sound,
Like
you just
now
do
I
a
have,
gunshot.
yeah, because now I have this one called wrong, and it's just
What
like
does that sound like?
uh, I can send a see. But yeah, I have a lot of these. Like some, like the one that the lights fell. It's literally called Lumos.
Lumos.
But yeah, I just put this
Flipendo.
like first person template weapon fire 02. Literally just a
Yeah.
gunshot.
I wonder
The
why I
only one
can't
that
hear
comes in
that.
by default. I'm not sharing at all. That's
Oh,
why
the
I
audio
would
here.
have to. Let's see if I can do that.
There
I think
might
I
be
would
some.
have to use OBS to do that.
No
I can't
worries.
just.
No worries. It's not as important.
Just
Fortunately, we
so
can't hear the
yeah,
sounds. It's okay. It's a
yeah.
feature, not a
It's
bug.
been a lot of fun. Like I like this is a week's worth of. I mean, these first three are
Those are the toughest
the
ones.
core. This
Yeah.
one as well. Up to here,
All
it's
pre-built.
default.
Hmm.
Then like setup UI, like I made quote unquote, literally just
Yeah, you made
putting
the
that
spellbook
spellbook
widget.
in the UI.
Hmm.
But
And
it's been fun
spell.
like here, and I'm trying not to. I don't want to do a whole course right now. What I actually want to do is try to make stuff.
That's what I was gonna ask. I was
What
like,
I
are you
can't,
doing this with a course? Or are you just going in there
I'm
and
just
messing around?
following random tutorials when needed.
Nice.
But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Like here's some more details. Like I call cast spell on self or cast spell on one based on one of the runes. And then when I get to that point, I know the spell is valid already. Like if I come here
Mm-hmm.
and go into my event graph, yeah. So here I can see I have like open and close the spell book. I initialize. So when I initialize, I make it invisible first to make sure that like if I change it in the editor, it's just back to hidden. I set a variable saying if it's showing, I could also get the value there, but I use this for other things. It's better to have it on a boolean. Um, and then I get an instance of the controller and the character that I use for other things. But then, like when I open the spell book, all I need to check is it open? If it's not, I close, right?
Easy.
And here I have an event that I'm calling, right?
Okay.
So because I can call it from somewhere else as well,
Yeah.
right?
Use the interface.
So like the UI has a button that does it. But so this is like right click currently. I also added a controller support. It should support a controller.
Ooh,
We can
okay.
actually try that right now.
Let's
Let
try
let
it.
me
See what
grab my
happens.
controller. Let's do it. Let's
This
do
is,
it.
this is
Let
game
me
dev in
get
real time.
real time.
Testing
Let me
and
plug it in.
experimenting.
How do I make Unreal actually recognize my controller as the main input? That's
Oh,
input device that they're
look at
connected.
that.
Yeah,
Easy.
that way.
That was how you
That
do
way.
it. You
Okay.
just plug it in. Let's see if it works though.
No, I need it's still set to. Let's change the input device. Probably in
Uh,
here.
there is
Like that.
controllers though.
We recognize the controller. Well, ChatGPT knows how to do it.
I love chat.
Real use controller.
Have you been using it to help you with this?
It weirdly it actually works really well for a blueprint. So
Does it
the way
really?
I found that there's one function here. Let me show you.
Are you able to?
So I was having. Remember when I told you I was having issues with the like move spell? 'Cause it was moving the player all over in like in weird ways.
Yeah. I remember
So
you
I
saying
asked
that.
ChatGPT how I could do that, and it told me to use this v-interpret constant.
So it just tells you what node to use. It says, "Hey, go use."
Yeah. Well, it gives you a step by step, but then I copied the name of the node
Yeah.
and got a tutorial and then followed the
Yeah.
tutorial.
So it doesn't show you any
The,
visualization, right?
yeah.
Because they really can't. They can't.
No, yeah.
But still,
It doesn't,
that's pretty good.
not yet.
Yeah, not
Because
yet.
like this is basically all ChatGPT. Well, not this part, like this part here.
Wow.
Like I need my
Look at chat
current
go.
location, my final location, delta time, and the move speed, and then I just throw this all to this uh, one function here. It's out the location. Then I just set the actor location to that, and then I can either teleport or sweep, and then like depending on what I set, it will actually give me a hit. And the way I'm currently doing it, I'll probably change it a bit because of the like to make it work with the move forward with the object if they're standing on the floor. It was only working when they were floating before I put gravity on them. But basically, it's always overlapping with the floor, right? So it's like I need to just see what I can do. Sure. Actually, I think just doing. Not gonna lie, I think if I just remove this, remove this not node here and break this one here,
Yeah.
it might work.
You think so? You think so? Let's see.
It's like I'm checking if it began on overlap or if it would overlap, right?
Okay.
But I don't care if it started overlapping. If it started overlapping, yeah, no. You're missing the best part, the great audio quality.
I know, right? Where's the audio? Where's the gun shots?
Now, here I actually have like it's something being dragged on the floor. The
Something's
issue is
being
it's not
dragged?
moving.
What the heck?
Yeah, like a box being dragged, a
Oh,
very
okay.
heavy box.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not a box, but like
Very heavy, like stone
a
or
rock or something.
chair or table.
Okay, so how do I?
But yeah, let's see if we can get the controller working.
Yeah, enable use controller on the editor. Using game controller on the editor. You could set up game controller the mouse and Windows what I want. Rewrite innately recognize Xbox controllers. But camera, the camera is not having. It's almost fully replacing. Okay, no, yeah, this is someone actually trying to use it in the editor as in the editor.
Perfect. That's what you needed.
You know, like to edit the level with the controller. That I want to just do. Okay, project settings. That's probably very
I
old.
think the next
Where
thing we
do I
need to try
go?
is AR Unreal, where you make stuff using your headset and your hands.
Oh, that must be awesome. Are you doing that?
No, no.
Project
I
settings.
I should. Now that I think about it.
Project settings. Input. Using input. Game
No, why
engine.
not?
Editor. Platform plugin. I mean,
Wait a minute.
input.
There's enhanced input. Yeah.
Where do you say that?
Actually, it's right in front of you. It's an engine enhanced input, but I don't know if that's what you need.
It's
There used to be just
default
input. Why?
mapping. Platform
They
settings.
changed it.
Windows. Default. I probably need to remove this and actually go into the options. Enhanced input. I save the
Let's see what we can
default.
come
Okay,
up with.
centered around flashes.
Yeah, there should
Saving
be
method.
easier to find.
Post. Trigger default values. User settings. That's not what I want.
Oh, so it wasn't enhanced input?
Okay, key placement. Plug in your controller. Access input settings. I mean, I'll probably go to an article instead of the.
To the chat?
Where
Chat's on you then?
the it's not even ChatGPT. It's Google AI.
Ooh, that might be why. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know which one's the best. Is it chat? Or is it Grok? Or what's the best
It's
one?
not the fact that Mario is very little about controller when you play an editor. The actual viewport it will take input from any controller to move around. It only uses this very specifically X input device slot 0. Okay, so if
So
I go
you're in
to
project
my
settings.
viewport,
Okay.
oh, it works in here. Like straight out of the box. I'm moving with my controller.
Oh,
And I'm
perfect.
zooming in with the trigger.
Oh,
I
alright.
can go up and down. Okay.
We got it.
So how do I make it work in the game then?
Oh.
Uh, project launcher. I would expect it to be here.
So let's see.
The practical option of this, that you say, however, when playing standalone or package, it's more lenient. For the viewport of the game is simply the first connected controller I see. Make sure you don't have any unexpected Xbox input now. Here you have total slides and now for the next connection. So what to do? I got a lot forum
Over
posts.
here, I'm asking chat too. See, sometimes you need to get to, you need some people who know what they're doing. Or
yeah.
you can get chat, who has a lot of knowledge from the internet, from people who do know what they're doing and do not know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So you might get the right answer, the wrong
About
answer.
50-50.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably somewhere in. I wouldn't be surprised if it was on my game mode, maybe.
So, yeah, I don't. There's no more input on the project settings.
First person man.
Which is weird.
Can I just go in and say device manager? I feel it should be here. Support platforms. Oh.
Wait, go back to the enhanced input in the engine. Okay.
Was in view now tool window
Yeah, we go
project
back to project
setting.
settings and then enhance input.
Maybe
Okay,
an editor only. It's clear and good.
that's weird.
I mean, I could search literally for the worst controller.
Yeah, that
Allow
probably work.
Bluetooth controllers.
Well,
This
it's
is
gonna.
not what I want. Animation console.
Yeah, because it said legacy input's gone, and now they have enhanced input.
Gameplay debugger. Garbage collector. Enhance input user setting. Like it knows the controller is here. Oh, there's input here. Okay.
But yeah, see, it's now been depreciated.
Yeah, but it looks usable still. Maybe if I change it here. Console keys.
It's possible.
Use order correct. Action mapping. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's using enhanced input actions. That is how it's supposed to do it. By the way, it
What
looks
controller do
very
you have,
simple to use.
Xbox?
What on Xbox?
What controller are you using?
It's a Switch controller.
Oh. Okay. Let's see.
Enable user set. World.
I think
I
it's
mean,
use the input
I
actions with the enhanced input. So make sure you have the enhanced input plugin enabled. You have to right click in the content browser and click input action.
where?
Like the content browser. So I guess it wouldn't be in project settings. It'd be like in the actual project. And you right click in your desired folder and choose like input action.
Yeah.
So wherever you have like IA jump, IA spell.
Yeah, so they're in here. Yeah, that's here's the deal. Like that's already done. So if I go to my action,
Yeah, and then it says from there.
like I have them
Create an
set
input.
up here, and I
Yeah.
have my triggers and all.
Do you have a mapping
But
index?
so if I go to the previous one, if I go to the previous page here under inputs, there is the default, which is what's enabled for my character. And then if I come to mapping, everything's mapped to gamepad left thumbstick and why is it 2D axis?
Yeah, maybe that's it. Let's see. So
How do I switch? Yeah, so like I guess I just need to switch to
yeah, I think you just click on it and
yes,
then
I need to no, so I go to my player, I go to the event graph. At the top here, enhance input local player subsystem, mapping context default option.
is there an option for controller? No, that's probably more complicated. Okay.
I mean, I'll search for controller.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is like you search for controller and you find a lot of things to do with the player controller.
Yeah, so that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Uh,
Get local player controller, get a station controller, add mapping context, add controller pitch input.
yeah, chat's not really being helpful here.
Editor
It says make
debug.
sure the game window is focused. Sometimes the input won't register if the window isn't active.
I mean, I can try switching to a different mode here. Standalone game. So it could be that it's trying to use Oh, aha! It's working. And I just need to invert the axis because it's terrible. And the trigger does work.
Yay! Look at that. We figured it out.
It's trying to
We're
cast a spell,
honorary
so I could
game
come in
developers.
here and say Mo 3.
And boom.
And I can cast a spell.
This is amazing.
And I can jump.
This is so
Nice.
exciting.
Where's the light? Where
Yeah, where did
I'm
it go?
looking out for? Okay, here we go. It's funny, like how much easier things are. I feel like every time I learn a little bit about making games and like take some time to study,
Yeah.
things got like a lot easier.
It is. It's getting easier and easier each year, and now that we have chat, it's even easier to
This is
like get out of
like this thing is amazing
problems.
here.
It is amazing. You just set up everything that
Yeah,
you want, and then when you go and plug in the controller, the mouse, the keyboard, whatever you need, it's good to go.
exactly. Like,
So,
how can
and
I?
it's only going to get easier and easier, especially once they start incorporating some kind of AI system into the engine.
Yeah,
Like you can just ask it for something, like one of your input mappings, and be like, "Hey, I want input mapping with these, like jump, move, look, spell," and it could just make you one in seconds. And then you can go in and do all this same thing you're doing now, just make sure it's all correct.
yeah.
And even scenes,
One
probably
thing
create
that looks
scenes.
crazy. I don't think there's an option to invert. Well, maybe in the that's probably in the
Well,
player character.
yeah.
Left, up and down. I'm sure pitch input. The value is the value. Yeah, it's how much it moved.
So you need to input the controller,
I could technically like
if it's a controller.
multiply. Just try this out. It's not like my goal.
Yeah,
It should
it
probably
seems
be
logical.
toggleable. Like,
Yeah.
it should have a toggle. Like, yeah, it worked. Now putting up actually aims
Look at
down.
that. Wow.
Now it feels like I'm playing I mean, it's not the best game to control like this, but like,
Hey, it still
I
looks
think
cool. You're holding the
to,
Switch
to be
controller.
fair, it should probably be like select, open the spell book, not right trigger.
Yeah, definitely. Right trigger's a little weird. Right trigger should be the one to like shoot it. Like shoot the spell.
Yeah, I'll
So
do that now. Let's play
like
around. So it's a great new functionality in Unreal, I have to say. Like, this
yeah.
is reasonably new, right? It's still the old one's still deprecated. It's not even
Yeah,
disabled,
that one's definitely I started
right?
in Unreal 5. I don't think it was right away.
Right
But yeah,
trigger.
I've been doing that more than I have the old way. When I used to mess around on Unreal, I haven't messed around on Unreal in like a year and a half now.
Mhm.
It's a shame. I look at my Unreal, but the startup that I'm working on with my friend, they use Unity,
Special.
and I'm like, man, I haven't used Unity in so
That's,
long, except for the
do you
game
think
jam.
it's special? Special left, special right? Because it's
Um,
not thumbstick, it's not D-pad, it's not
it's probably special, but then no, it's got to be like the triggers, right? Right trigger, left
space
trigger.
button, bottom,
Go down. What about the triggers?
bottom right, left. No, so we have, no, I'm looking for select.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's special left.
that makes sense.
It's quote unquote universal, right?
It's pretty special.
And like, it's like, what is it called on PS5? Like, the
Options.
torque button is like option, something like that.
Well, no, actually, the
Yeah, it's special.
yeah. So
Special left.
it depends what you're doing. So the touchpad is technically start and options. You just if you click on
Uh,
the right side touchpad, it's start. If you click on the left, it's
got it.
select. And then there's
I
two other
guess, yeah,
buttons that
select is
are
option.
yeah. Actually, I have the controller here, and then there's one button that's record and one that's options. Yeah. Actually, no. I think the touchpad is select, and then the right button is start, and then the left button is the record. So you got start, select, record.
Okay.
This thing's been through a lot.
But what about the little ones next to options? What did they say?
Oh, these? You mean this one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Well, this is options. This is like start.
Okay, that's option.
And then the select is actually
Okay.
just this whole thing. I'm pretty sure.
And the other side?
And this is recording. Like, record, screenshot, take video.
That's so weird.
Right? Yeah, and then if you
I
play...
mean, the last time I had a PlayStation was a PS2.
Yeah, and then if you're playing like a PS2, PS3 game, this is start and this is select. Like the touchpad
Why?
itself. I don't know.
I mean, it is more comfortable. It is in the place it should be, I guess.
Exactly, yeah. People are used to that. So.
Because, like, in here, like, this is Nintendo, so, I do have a home button, and it does actually do stuff on Windows. It opens the Xbox thing, the Xbox Game Center, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But I have, it says select dash minus and start dash plus. Because with the Wii, it has a plus and a minus button that most of the time are start and select.
Yeah.
Especially for older games, but like technically you can use it for other stuff. Like when you're, if you have a UI open, and it has like multiple pages, normally you would like right trigger to go to the next page or something like that. And on a Wii, I actually have one plugged here. So like the plus is here.
Yeah.
Like you have it in your hand, right? So up, down, left, right, and then plus goes to the next page. Then you just select with A, and the trigger behind is B, which goes back. And then you have the 1 and 2 here that you barely use if you're not actually playing games. And usually for games that you hold the controller sideways, right? Like the Switch controller.
Yeah. Why are you so? Oh no! I gotta move you.
But yeah, it's fun to go back to making games. It's weird because like I haven't felt like doing that, and then like just looking at my old project really made me want to do it.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you want to do them. I'm glad you did it for the podcast. I'm glad that we got you back into game dev because I haven't seen you touch Unreal since 2020 when we did the game jam.
It was literally that was the last time I opened Unreal.
Really? That's wild.
I forgot how big it was as well. Like I need a new hard drive. I have like 100 gigs of space.
It's really bad to be honest. Like I think half my storage that I put in at first when I built my PC is just gone, obliterated with Unreal files. So now I have 2
terabytes of
yeah, I got
of disk. I have 100 gigs of space.
Yeah, I got more data because of it. I think I have like a 2 terabyte hard drive, and then I had a like 1 terabyte SSD, and then I got another terabyte. I think it was 2 terabytes, or maybe that's my PlayStation 5. I need more storage, but I don't use it that much, and I'm not making Unreal games anymore, so it's really not a problem. But it was annoying at first, because it came to a point where it was just like I couldn't download anything, couldn't do anything. I was like, oh, what? But it's all taken care of. All good. So much space these PCs need. So much.
Oh yeah, and I mean it's crazy because like I still had my old hard drives because I made the mistake of bringing them from Brazil and then I took them to Poland and now they're here. I don't even have a way of reading them. But I have a 40 gig hard drive.
40
I had
gigs.
A 40 and I had one with
so
80.
Little.
40 gig. I had 120 gig. Was a lot. Like a friend of mine had a 10 gig hard drive. I don't think you can even fit Windows 11 in a 10 gig.
I don't think so, no. Can't fit most things. Minecraft you could. You definitely put Minecraft on there.
Fair. I mean,
anything.
Yeah. Now, this is gonna be just thinking of what I need to install. I 100% will need a new disk because let me have a look at what I currently have.
Probably a lot. A lot of personal stuff, a lot of work stuff, a lot of
So I have
Game dev.
77 gigs on one and 87 on the other.
That's all right. We
Free.
can work with that. That's one for project probably.
Yeah, I mean the issue is like you install Unreal. That's like most of it. It's like 32 gigs, just like latest version. There's an update that I should make. Like it came out the day after I restarted the
Yeah, just keep
project.
updating it because then at one point you get so behind it like messes with your project files and
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
Unreal likes to do, crash, and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna give up. I
yeah.
remember
That's the
some.
issue I had with the Unity project. Like I wanted to use the base project and just start improving it, but it was so hard to make it run that I just gave up
Yeah, it's
and
usually what
like
happens.
remade it. The effort that would take because like it's 10 years of updates,
Yeah.
but that's
See,
not gonna run.
if we do add AI into Unreal and Unity and Godot, it should be its first objective is to prevent people from like giving up on their projects. So like you have a major problem, just like run it in the bottom right, like hey, like this project just isn't working anymore, and it goes, oh, let me go check it out, and it runs through all your files, and it goes, this thing's messed up here, I can fix that for you. This code wasn't working over here, we like updated it, because sometimes Unreal is like that. If one code's wrong on your C++, it's not opening. Your
Yeah,
project is
then it
not.
doesn't launch the project.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what happened with the because originally I started with a project that was just Blueprint, and then I was trying to make it a little bit smarter with the way the spell was working. In the end, I was trying to create a class without using an actor.
yeah,
Like I don't need everything that's in an actor. I just need the information on the spell, right? But then in the end, I just whatever. It's an array.
yeah,
Spell is an array. Who cares?
yeah, easy to store. But yeah,
Yeah.
I hope they do that. I hope one day that they solve all that because I'm tired of projects just
Yeah,
dying.
I wouldn't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That reminds me. Submit content.
Yeah, you might want
Yeah,
to do that.
let me push my changes.
But yeah, because it'd be
Adding.
awesome if like more people could finish their projects because then they can learn faster. Because I feel like a lot of the struggle with, especially Unreal, is just fighting the engine itself, and it's like
Yeah,
you're not really learning any
it's gotten a
code.
lot better.
Oh yeah,
A lot
definitely.
better than it used to be. Like it's quite nice.
Yeah, I agree. Especially if you just use blueprints. Like I was messing around with C++
Yeah.
and I had problems. I had more problems, and that was
Yeah.
like recent. That was
C++
like last year.
is quite finicky. It's very hard
Yeah,
to use.
but
You need
blueprints is fine. If you use only
reasonable experience.
blueprints, I guarantee you really won't crash. It's way easier to use.
Yeah.
Just use
Yeah, that's
blueprints.
true.
Yeah,
It doesn't crash. It does at least load and tell you where the error is
yeah,
if you reference a class. And it's crazy because like you have the engine open, you reference that class, doesn't break. You close and reopen, it doesn't reload.
it's beautiful.
That was a problem. Good thing it happened like day one.
Yeah,
And like 80% of what I did the first day was get used to the engine again, like create the UI. It took me like 2 minutes to do it.
okay,
Took
yeah.
me like
So
half an hour.
last time we used Unreal was Unreal 4. So how did it feel opening Unreal Engine 5? Because I liked the design better.
I didn't feel that much of a difference. I'm not sure why.
I think it's cleaner. I think if you really go back and
It
look at
is.
what it looks like the icons are a little bit more cartoony.
Yeah, no, that's true. Like the icons are, like
Yeah,
I do get to a lot of for especially on specifics that people haven't remade,
yeah,
and it's like it still works, right? It's still the same menu options, they're probably in a different place, but
yeah.
still. Uh, what I'm doing as we speak is actually adding the crosshair I was mentioning.
Sweet. If you want to share your
Uh,
screen again.
yeah, the issue I have is I don't actually launch the spell from the center of the screen. I do it. I do it from the. Oh, also share system audio. Like this will
Perfect.
echo. Yeah,
We're back.
100% gonna echo. You
Whoa.
hear yourself?
Whoa,
I can hear
I can
myself.
hear
I
myself.
am really
I am
loud.
really loud.
Yeah, so I will. So it's not gonna work like that. Yeah, I'll just share the screen.
Okay. Yeah, that was
So yeah, so
wild.
the way I spawn the spell is from this arrow up here. So I
Yes.
created an extra arrow.
You know what's crazy? So like I've never tested it because when I go to like edit these videos, my voice sounds like low, but hearing myself
Yeah,
through your it sounds really loud. So
Yeah,
like I don't. I'll figure it out one day.
yeah. I need to play around with the one light as well. I feel like it's very low. To be fair, the issue is that it's not really attached to the wand itself. My wand currently is literally just a cylinder.
Which is
Oh,
fine. It looks great to be honest. For just starting this like a week
yeah,
ago, not bad.
exactly. So you see, like I have this arrow that shoots exactly from the center of the wand.
Yeah.
But like the wand is a little bit to the side. So like the way it works in the other games that I added an animation, and then
Hmm.
I shoot from the center when the wand hits that point. So it goes forward, and then the crosshair actually works. But this is probably not in the very center of the frame. It's coming from like the bottom, right? That it's actually spawning here, probably at the base of the arrow. So I guess if I do this, it will spawn from the. I mean, I don't. I can do it on a new editor window. Oh, oh, yeah. Uh, I need to disable the inverted control.
Yeah, it's kind of throwing you off.
So I mean, with a mouse. To be fair, some people actually do this with a mouse. Not my thing.
Yeah, same. Not for me.
Like I invert it when I'm on a controller, but not on mouse and keyboard.
Every time I see you type in like OB something, I just keep thinking of OB1.
It's
Like
cool. I think
OB1.
it's a good spawning part.
Yeah. Look at that.
I'll move it back just a little bit, and I'll add the crosshair. So just like this arrow thing as well, like technically you don't need the arrow, but it makes it so much easier. Like you have
Yeah.
an actual arrow.
Look at that. See, it helps. Dude, actually, I really enjoy this. This is a lot of fun. Like watching you go through Unreal.
And here, and what can I add? Circle. They have a circle. No. Point? What sort of UI element can I add here?
For the crosshair.
Yeah.
Hmm. I feel like I think there's a way to like add a
User
code
creator.
or blueprint. I remember it being like a red crosshair, but you can probably let's see if you really had to make it from scratch. You could use a text box and just like a plus sign, and then
Yeah, I'm thinking of
yeah. Oh no,
uh,
you got vacuums going on. Oh, so I got work coming up soon, so I'm gonna have to cut this shorter than usual. I guess it's on the same time though. It's been an hour. So yeah, either X or plus sign or
yeah, I'll put an X.
yeah.
Nah, I think a plus sign will look better. And then actually, yeah, no, I'll put a plus sign, and then I will. Why is it bold? I have no idea. Because it's filtered by. Perfect. Okay, now I will do my anchor and center. Then my position should be
Come along nicely.
0, 0. I have crosshairs, and yeah, there's that.
You
The
might have
UI
to
is only
call.
visible when the thing. Yeah, I'll
Hey.
have to make a separate one.
Oh, true.
Uh,
There it is. I see
uh,
it.
yeah, but let's see. I'll put my finger in there. I don't think that's where it's go. Yeah, it should be a little lower. But yeah, cool.
Good job, man.
Yeah, that's the general idea. Like, I think it's nice to get back and actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't as I haven't done it much in the past. ever.
Yeah, it's been 4 years or 5 years since you last touched Unreal.
Exactly.
So it's cool to see
And
you
I'll
back in action.
Yeah, crosshair. One thing about having the crosshair here is that it's very easy then to create a crosshair that just like a crosshair toggle.
Oh, like target on and off.
Yeah.
You could probably do it in the graph somehow. Like if you hit a certain key, like R or something, or some kind of button, toggles it on, toggles it off.
Yeah. I was thinking of just like being able to switch it off on a menu or something. Then on my character creation, I go in there and where am I setting my widget? Set up UI. Then I'll do these two again. I like that it actually lets you copy and paste as well.
Isn't that perfect? Unreal is great. Blueprints are amazing. As Bryant would say, he's like, why not use blueprints? He thinks they're great. If you're gonna make a game,
they work.
make it easy as possible.
Work.
Exactly.
It works and it speeds up the process, and I'll actually call it the proper name. Here we go. Now if I play, I have a crosshair. It actually looks good.
Let's go. Yes. Look at that. Took
Live
less
coding.
than 5 minutes. Yes.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it's a little bit to the side, but it's enough. Like
That makes
like if you look at this, it looks like the spell is gonna come out of the tip of the wand and go forward in that direction. I could also shift the arrow a bit, I guess.
This makes me want to do the Game Dev TV Game Jam with you.
Oh yeah, you should do that.
We could. I did one last year. It was fun. I live streamed that one though. It's a lot of pressure having people watch you make the game. So we don't have to do that, but we'll see. We'll see how things unfold.
Yeah, it's nice when you don't need to worry about people watching you.
Yeah. Well, let's see. For the challenge today, I guess do something that can be implemented in like 5 minutes. Something simple like the widget.
Yeah, play around with the engine. Like, find something you don't like about your game that you're just putting up with and postponing like the actual implementation, and just do it. Like I was thinking about this crosshair for like a week.
Well, and now look at it. It's finally there.
Now I have a crosshair.
Let's go.
And I can actually make it better.
Easy wins. You can. Just go up from there.
Exactly. Easy wins are perfect.
As Grant would say, easy wins. It really motivates you, gets you excited, and just keeps the ball rolling.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. So do something small, get that easy win, and we'll catch you guys next time.